Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here today on the channel. We're going to be going over how to differentiate your product. I think most people say product research is the most important, but I think differentiation is the most important. I think it kind of falls into product research. We're going to be going over that today. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe. I'd love to have you. And let's aim for 100 likes in this video. So if you're here, you know who I am. Or if you're new and you enjoy the video, go ahead and hit the like button, it helps me out a ton. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. Hi guys, welcome back. So quite an interesting starting point here. This will make sense in a second. So just bear with me here. So how to differentiate your product? The first question I want you to ask yourself is, who is this product for? And I think that is such a simple question, but most people aren't asking that question, right? And we have a good example of this would be like, you made just an absolutely high quality killer potty putter golf. And, maybe I tried this one and it's a silly example. I tried this one and I didn't like it maybe. And then you make one and just the grass is very lush, the club is good. And I just absolutely love this toilet golf. I don't know, that's a funny thing to say. Say you actually absolutely kill it with the quality here and you make the best possible toilet golf. I'm interested in the fact that you made such a good product, but I have no idea who this is for. I don't even know where to start, right? Like, who is this product for? I am going to guess it's kind of a gag gift, but that still doesn't tell me much. Right, so if you don't know who your target audience is, you don't really know how to change your product, what they're looking for. Could you get a little bit more crude with the humor and make something maybe even a little bit more silly about this product, right? You need to know who your target audience is. If you have a great product, but have no idea who to sell it to, not going to go well for you. So, maybe by the stroke of luck, obviously there's always extreme examples, right? Obviously this person's doing good and I don't think they really know who their target audience is. And you can make it basic assumptions, right? It's a gag gift. It's probably for men. That's about all we know. But let's move over to an example where we do know. Right, so this is a product right here, a little bit higher barrier to entry. It is a supplement, so you need to get approved in that brand. But other than that, there's not really much more to do. You can make a supplement brand fairly easily. This is vegan omega-3. I know exactly who this is for, and I'm much more excited by this. Not only is it a bigger market and there's more revenue and more chance to scale, I know the target audience. I know who it's for. So we can market it towards vegan, towards plant-based diet. We can market it towards fitness. We can market it towards people who have interests in, supplements, people who like brain supplements. We know this target audience very well. Just from looking at it, we could kind of all picture a person in our lives who might like this. I'm sure of it. At least if you live in have maybe a healthy family. Maybe if your family is not healthy at all, no one would be interested in vegan omega-3, but we all have, you could kind of picture the kind of person that would buy something like this. I'm guilty of buying vegan omega-3. I do think it's important. Take your vitamins. Okay, so right away, why don't we analyze this a little bit? I'll kind of let you guys pick my brain as best as we can virtually here. So which one did I buy? That's a fun question to start with. I think an important thing that you can do when analyzing is treat it like you're the customer. And that's a great way to get inside of the mind of a customer. And maybe not being a traditional customer is an advantage because you might see things that most people don't. So don't act like, here's the typical scene. And I just did a call with a student today, and they had their screen like this, right? Like you can't even see the market, and it's just Jungle Scout. And he's not the only one that's guilty of this. I think pretty much everyone, and I could exaggerate this here and make it a little bit ridiculous, but since softwares have started coming out, everyone is just so focused on just the revenue, just the reviews, but not actually the reviews, the number representing the reviews, and then this big representational screen of data. Now this is great, but once you look at it, you don't need it on your screen anymore. you're actually the most important information is behind this. So don't get so caught up in the tool that you forget the whole point of the business model. We're trying to bring a high quality brand, high quality product to a specific target audience that we know, and we want it to be passive. So we're going to send our inventory to Amazon and have them ship it for us. Now, this video is kind of on the topic of differentiation. I can't differentiate by looking at this. This is great, and I could objectively analyze the data here, but I have no idea other than this small picture why some of these are doing good and why others aren't. To do that, you need to treat it like a customer. Customers don't have Jungle Scout. We need to look with our eyes. Humans are wired very much so to be visual learners, to be excited by images. That's how people are purchasing on Amazon, right? Most people aren't reading. Reading's good. The title's okay. That's pretty much all that most people will read. They probably won't make it through the title, right? My brain is just kind of reading this for me in little bits. I'm not actually sitting here and going vegan, omega-3, supplement marine, algae, source of EPA and DHA. I'm just seeing EPA and DHA, vegan, omega-3. I'm seeing big vegan omega-3 right there, and I click on it. By the way, this is the one I did buy. And I didn't actually analyze myself while I was doing this because, like I said, I was just a customer. It's just whatever one stuck out to me. Here's why I did. I think, first of all, this one's bigger on the screen, and that's something that people don't take advantage of. It's like if we just look at this bottle, it's a bit smaller. This one sits a little bit differently, and that's just photo editing, by the way. So you can actually fill up right to the edge of where your product should be. It shouldn't be this small thing in the middle. Not that that's small. I'm sure this one's actually doing really good. But this one is bigger. And what stood out to me is that I was looking for a EPA and DHA supplement. I think I actually searched vegan EPA and DHA. Now, you don't need to know what that is to understand that someone that is looking for that would want to know that is the compounds that are in there. So this one just says omega-3. I don't actually know the source, and I don't actually know the milligrams of either of those. So right here, so this one's DHA and DPA. I can see that on there. I would be probably second best to get this one. They've also done a great job with their design. But this one is exactly what I was looking for. I was actually looking for a marine algae-derived EPA and DHA because of its absorbability. So that one had all that information right in the image, and it just immediately spoke to me, and I bought it. I don't even think I really had to think about it much. It was just like, I know what I want. I want a marine algae, vegan, EPA and DHA. That was depicted to me in the first image. I don't even think I went to the second image. I just came here. I didn't do the subscription. I just came here, bang, cart, purchased. So they got another $25 sale from me that day. Now, I want to ask you this question. What do the best sellers have in common? That's going to be the second question. So first question, if you're taking notes here, is who is this product for? Second question is going to be, what do the best sellers have in common? So my favorite way of doing this is where I will pull up Jungle Scout. And what I'll actually do is I'll sort by revenue. So best sellers, highest revenues. And one issue with that is we actually do have, so look at that one's doing the highest revenue as well. So maybe people had similar thoughts as I did. So that one's not vegan. So we're just looking, make sure you're looking. Sometimes when you sort by revenue, you get some weird products in there that aren't correct. This one is correct. Fish oil is obviously not vegan. Obviously vegan. Okay, perfect. So we have like the top 5 right here. What do the top 5 have in common? And one thing I'm looking for that stands out to me is, why is this one with only 151 reviews competing with people that have 700 and 500? He's right in there. He's actually above the 700. So right away, I'm just thinking that's design and maybe price. So they have, like I said, they have the DHA and DPA right on there. If I were to scroll down here, you could see that. And then this one, not so great. It just says omega-3. It's kind of plain. Doesn't really speak to me. I actually really like this one. If I were to buy them again, I may go with this one just because of the design and maybe try something else. And then that we've already discussed is good. So you obviously have to have phenomenal pictures and a phenomenal packaging, right? So your pictures can only be as good as the packaging. If your packaging looks like, I don't know. I'm just trying to find I probably won't find bad packaging with people that are doing this much. But if we went down here, I guarantee the packaging doesn't speak to you immediately, right? So this one, for instance, like understanding that it does say omega-3, DHA, and DPA, and it says vegan kind of small there, but right away it doesn't really speak to me. I like what they tried to do here, but I don't think they really are carrying much weight with that. Granted, they have one review, and also their picture, this is just photoshopped on there, right? That's not actually even curving with the bottle, so that doesn't look very attractive. Meanwhile, if we come all the way up here, very good, clear, big picture, very high definition, zoomable. So those are obviously things to look out for. But now let's get into kind of the nitty gritty. I did want to give you guys kind of the fundamentals first, but I wanted you to understand you have to know your target audience before you can even start differentiating. I do have a product research course that goes over this topic specifically. So if you made it this far into the video, there'll be a link in the description. It is completely donation based. So I'm have been testing a new business model this year, in that most people will make a course, it's paid, and that's totally fine. I might make a paid only thing in the future, that has a little bit higher of a gate to entry, but there's never really been an opportunity for people that don't have money to truly get the resources of the people that do have money. So it's kind of my attempt to say, hey, I understand, not everyone is in the greatest financial situation. If you can't pay, go ahead and, pay what you can, or you could even take it for free. So that's your option. You could go get that information there, and then all that's up to you is to take the action and execute. So hopefully that'll work out for you guys. So you go try that there. But I want to move into the next stage of this video. I have it planned out a little bit. If I'm looking over here, I have some notes. Next thing I want you guys to look at, and you've noticed, one thing I want you to notice is that the topics I've been covering, and a lot of you are probably a little bit uncomfortable or upset with this video because I've been spending a lot of times on analyzation of markets, and you're here to learn how to differentiate. Maybe some of you wanted to see going on Alibaba, looking at pictures of suppliers, going through listings, and looking at bundling opportunities. Don't lie to yourself. I think everyone already knows that you can bundle, that you can change the style, you can change the color, you can change the quantity. We get the idea of differentiating. And if you don't, maybe go to a simpler video that's a little bit more advanced. We need to understand our target audience, and we need to bring them a high quality product. So I'm trying to explain in my best language how to do that here for you today. So next question I want you to ask yourself is, what is the number one customer complaint? If we know the customer complaint, we should know actually several customer complaints, but how you're going to figure out the number one customer complaint, if you could just fix that across the market, you'll be a winner. So we could go into someone who has quite a few reviews, okay, 700, right? So there's bound to be some bad ones. Even if they're all good, still going to be, 10% of people gave it a 1 star. Taste is very bad. Capsules taste like rotting algae. Okay, so fishy, terrible taste, don't recommend. Fishy. Terrible taste. So I guess maybe the issue here was they probably used, what that fishy taste is coming from, I'm guessing, is the algae. So they probably used an algae capsule. And what I would probably go with is use a plant-based capsule that does not have algae or seaweed in the capsule itself. The one I have it actually tastes kind of good. It doesn't taste like that at all. It's just a plant-based capsule. So that's one thing that we could change. And again, I didn't even know to look for that until the customers started complaining. So what I actually will do here is I'll take, I have these little yellow notepads all over my apartment. I'll take a yellow notepad or docs if you're a little bit more modern than I am. Some people don't carry yellow notepads and pens. What you can do is you can actually take votes. So I'll write down like 3 reviews that I've seen popping up, and I'll just get a good idea of that by, kind of looking through fishy. So that's like a huge complaint. So I would put bad taste, right? And I actually just wrote that down. And out of context, that's probably going to look a little weird on my notebook. It just says bad taste, but I'll know what it means. So now what we want to do is actually go look at another listing, right? So that's complaints of this product, but we want to see market-wide complaints. So why don't we go to the one that I actually liked and see what people said they didn't like about this. So 6% 1 star. Let's see, smelled like fish oil. I don't think it did. Descriptions misleading, poor ingredient quality. deceptive advertising. Serving size is 2 tablets. Yeah, so maybe a lot of people are saying misleading, fishy. Again, so bad taste, we have a lot more stars. So what I'll do is I'll put misleading advertising. So that's obviously, like, you don't want to try and make them think that 450 milligrams is in 1 capsule, if in fact it's 2 capsules to get that serving size. That's something people might get frustrated over. But now what I'm going to do is I'll actually go through and I'll make little checks next to them. So I'll see how many bad tastes do we have, and I'll just check. And then I'll get maybe 15, 20 checks on that one, and then say maybe misleading had 5 checks, and then maybe we'll come up with another one, couldn't open the bottle, had 3 checks. So now we have the most common customer complaint was bad taste. So now I know to change the capsule, and we'd have a lot of those problems solved. So that'd be the number 1 customer complaint. And now we can bring that to the supplier and say, hey, I want to change capsules. This cannot taste bad. I would like to order a sample. If I get any, taste of fishiness or like sea salt, I'm not going to order that product from you. So that's one way to fix that. And again, this is kind of just like seeing what the customers want, knowing who the audience is, and then fixing their complaints, and then bringing them the product that they truly did want. Because everyone kind of was ambitious when they ordered this at first. They came here and said, okay, I want this product for this reason. Now, the only reason they would come give a 1-star review is if it was vastly did not meet that criteria. So obviously we've gone over now, who is this product for? What does the best sellers have in common? And then what is the number 1 customer complaint? So the last little piece of information that I'm going to give you here is to spend time. And now obviously this market has a higher barrier to entry, being a supplement, right? Now we could go into a market, we'll go into a different one. Maybe we'll just do like rustic decor or something. I'm just picking a random market here. So we'll do like this. It's a wall hanging towel storage thing. How much is this doing? So it's only got 20 reviews. I don't know if it's going to be doing that well. It's doing 50 grand with 20 reviews, 15 grand with 20 reviews. That's awesome. So we would do a wall hanging towel storage, and we would do wood wall hanging towel storage. That's probably not the best keyword, but we'll roll with it for now. Cool. So now we have, okay, so that's a different variation. If we were going to look at this market, the last piece of advice I'm going to give you is spend time in this market like you're a customer, right? So treat this market, go to this market and look at it with no objective. This is like a very zen task for you guys. Don't try and do anything. You can already pick up information subconsciously. You just look at the products. Don't use Jungle Scout. Go click on listings. Look at the reviews. Look at the pictures. What would I change? What do I like? What would I order? Those are a lot of questions you could ask yourself. So reviewing today's lesson, I kind of want to go over the topic of what can you pull out? What are the fundamentals? What can you go practice right now, and kind of give you some concrete stuff you could take away and start using today. So first of all, I would want you to, if I could give you a task, would be to figure out your target audience. Right, so my target audience is into rustic farmhouse decor. Next, I would say, what is the biggest customer complaint? So now we know the audience and we know what their voices are. So we know, hey, my audience is this, and they're saying this about the product. So now we have a very good understanding of kind of who this is for and what that customer is looking for. If you understand those things, you're going to go far. And then thirdly, what are the best sellers doing? So there's obviously people that, no matter what the reviews are, will always have the highest revenue currently, maybe until you come in and fix those issues. But there are people doing good already. What have they done to fix the issues? What style is theirs? What color wood grain is theirs in this situation? What weight is it? How many hooks are the best sellers coming in? So I would open up, that's where you would use Jungle Scout. See who's selling the most and figure out why they're selling the most. And then go back to page 3 or 4. Who's doing, who has 10 5-star reviews and maybe launched a month ago, but isn't doing good, right? They didn't rank, they didn't grab. Is it their pictures? What went wrong? So really, this was more of like figuring out the fundamentals of differentiating video today. You need to actually understand what you're supposed to be changing about the product to change anything about the product. I can't just take this and sell it with that and then combine it with, this. Like, that's the classic I don't know what I'm doing way of differentiating. If you truly know what you're supposed to be doing, what the customer is saying, you can then transfer those suggestions over to the supplier. What I'll actually do is I'll take my notes and I'll bring up these points to the supplier directly. Don't be afraid to say, hey, I've seen your exact product on Amazon. Here's what people are saying. How do we fix this? Do you have any ideas? I'm open to listening to you. Really work out these things amongst yourself first, but then voice the customer's complaints to the supplier as well. See, maybe they have suggestions or maybe they've already fixed that. Hey, yeah, we've been working on that for a little while. Here's our updated version. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video, guys. Like I said, maybe aim for 100 likes on this. If we can get it there, that'd be awesome. If you're new here, subscribe. And as always, I'll see you in the next video. Later.